we've seen you make all types of difficult catches throughout your career here. What's it like when you have one kind of go through your hands on the deep ball? And then if you also can check about maybe the adjustment that maybe needs to be made on the back shoulder one that was a little bit more contested earlier in the game.
Gotta make the play.
Is there any difference between Justin's ball and Andy's ball, where does that play any role, or it's like coming in a little differently?
What struck you about Justin with his first extended playing time in the NFL?
Just I thought, well, obviously he can make plays, and then just his competitive nature. I didn't think that he was, surprised by anything. He looked comfortable out there.
Alan, are you super frustrated? It sounds like you might be based on.
Nope.
Hey, Rob, if it is Justin starting this week, what will the week of practice be like in terms of trying to make sure that you're on the same page, that everybody's on the same page with a quarterback who's been quarterbacking the scout team for the last couple of weeks?
Just make sure we're getting the reps that we need. Maybe if that's after practice, in between practice and the middle of practice, whatever it is.
From what you know about him and then what you learned about him since he got here, how do you think he'll, if it is his first start Sunday, how do you think he'll handle that?
I think he'll be fine. He's played in a ton of big games in his college career. He's a person who, who I feel the bigger the lights, guys like him, step up and play their best at that moment.
What did you think about how you guys were able to play early in that game when Andy was still in the game?
We capitalized on third down, moved the ball, didn't have any penalties, took advantage of our opportunities.
Ellen, we were just asking Jason about the new taunting rules. What are your thoughts on how they're calling those penalties, and what have the coaches kind of told you about it?
Oh, yeah, it's been, obviously it's an emphasis. They've been pretty strict on it as far as, signaling anything towards the opposing team or, I guess, bench or whatever it may be. So it's just us being cognitive of that, making sure we're just celebrating with our own teammates, and not doing anything that's going to cost us.
Whether it's a pro in college or even in high school, has anybody ever taunted you in a bad way that you remembered?
Maybe not nothing like too crazy, but if a DB makes a play, he'll get up and give his incompletion sign, whatever the case may be, but never like anything too malicious or anything like that.
Can players say anything to you that gets under your skin? Do they talk about your personal life or your mama or anything like that?
It's just it's football. It's not. So many people I haven't had too many people talk trash to me, but most of the time it's all football anyway.
You have a good sense of what makes a good cornerback. What impresses you about Jalen Johnson?
I think he has great patience at the line of scrimmage. He has a good feel, and he plays with confidence, knowing where he's at from a position standpoint. I think the best thing about him is his technique. He plays it well. He doesn't let too many guys, really open his hips up and get him going to where he has to, be playing more up and down the field rather than lateral. He stays in front of guys very well.
His confidence that he has for a second-year player, how rare is that? And I mean, obviously everyone's got some sense of confidence, but what do you think about that?
Yeah, I guess it's rare, but I think that, when you put in the work, when you put in the preparation, the kind of player that you are, the kind of players that you make, the kind of plays that you can make, the confidence is warranted. I think that, he knows the training he does. He knows the work he puts in. He knows what he's capable of.
The key third down and 12 catch that you had in run kind of reminded me of the catch and run for the touchdown you had last year in Atlanta. Is that just like mindset, or is there something to how you can catch those balls, beat that guy up the sideline?
Yeah, just being able to catch it, face the guy up, pretty quickly, and then try to use my quickness to be able to just get up the sideline. I make one move, put my head down, try to get the first down. Again, like I said, that's something that I put in the work this offseason to be able to try to, make those plays and be able to, make guys miss in small spaces to be able to get first downs like that.
Going into play a team like the Browns, how much better do you guys need to be in the red zone or from the 30 in against them?
We got to be better. That's an area that we haven't been our best at over the past couple of years now. So just being able to capitalize when we're in those, try to get touchdowns instead of field goals. That's always the goal. Again, you can't let teams hang around, especially a talented team like this. Again, every team in the NFL is talented, but, when you're going up against a team like Cleveland, we have a lot of talent in a lot of places. So when we get our opportunities, we got to capitalize on them.
sure you guys have analyzed the whys for years now, but is there a simple way to explain the difference between a good red zone team and one that's not as good?
Just making plays. I don't think it's a true why. Just got to make the plays.
Alan, you had 3 years with Mitch to develop a chemistry to get to know each other. You've had limited time with both Andy and Justin. How important is that, just familiarity and needing more time to develop a certain chemistry with either or both of these guys?
Yeah, things take time, but at the end of the day, time is not always, even though time is of the essence, for us right now, it's in the season, we're kind of limited with that. So it's just about capitalizing on the opportunities that we have, to be able to, again, get extra throws, to be able to try to, make sure that we're, crossing all our T's and dotting all our I's when it comes to, the things that we want to accomplish as far as, certain ball placement throws, where I need to be at, where somebody wants me at, and things like that.
Is there any way to replicate what you're able to do on a practice field? Can you talk it through? Can you go through film? Does that help at all when you're trying to learn a new quarterback, or do you need to do it?
A little bit of both. I think that you can, obviously rep it in practice, for anything that's not timing-wise, that time's up, try to just get those reps again, like I said before, whether that's after practice, whatever the case may be. And then at the same time, just try to, watch film, and then on Sunday just try to execute, with the things that you've practiced.
On your touchdown celebration, it looked like you were going to punt the ball, and then you kind of switched it up to the LeBron powder toss. What kind of went through all that?
I wasn't going to punt it. I contemplated punting it, but I didn't want to get fined. So I have been fined a couple of times in my career for throwing the ball in the stand. So I didn't want to sacrifice the money on that. So I just came up with something else. I knew I was going to fake punt it, going into the game. I'm a firm believer of, you have touchdown celebrations dialed up. That's typically when you score. Saturday or Sunday, I didn't have a second touchdown celebration. That's probably why I didn't catch that last one.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. Were you able to catch Penn State at all?